So where cardboard boxes and playthings fits in the story is this is going back to the main character's perspective. You know, he just listened to "Are You What the World Wants," and he's really making a lot of self-realization. You know, he's reflecting upon his life, and he sees like all the wrong that he's done. And for him, this is another like big step in his identity, because he realizes that, you know, he's been living for like things of the world for such a long time. He's been living for like, you know, this girl, but that's not who God made him to be. So through listening to "Are You What the World Wants," it kind of shapes him into realizing himself, you know, that he's meant to be more. And cardboard boxes and playthings is what comes out of that. Alright, so this song I also actually wrote in the summer before my second year. I actually wrote this before Burn the Castle Down. Yeah, I wrote it in my apartment. I remember I was watching something on TV. And it was one of those like really old shows, like old school shows, and I remember like it just made me think about my dad. And like all of a sudden I had this like inspiration, you know, and then I started writing some lyrics, and I was like, oh, what can I do with this? Not sure what to do with the music. This is one of the ones that I wrote lyrics first, music second, you know. And I think for me, this is probably like the most personal song for myself. I mean, not necessarily for the subject and the whole story of the album, but like for myself as a person, as an artist. This song I actually wrote for my own dad, and it's really special to me because he was the one who really supported me doing like guitaring and like doing music and songwriting. He actually bought me my first like legitimate guitar, which is Naomi, which I have like back here. And the song is just, for me, whenever I perform it, it just makes me think about all the things that my dad gave up, you know, how difficult the world used to be, especially as a Asian American, you know, trying to like make way in this world. You know, back in the previous generation's day, you know, the world wasn't as nice. You know, it was really difficult to get anywhere, and you know, oftentimes we were poor. And my dad's side of the family, especially, they grew up really like dirt poor. You know, like he would always tell me stories about, you know, his living conditions. You know, what they had to do just to get to school. You know, they would take like ferries. They had to walk miles and everything. And like it just made me really think about this life that I live. You know, I'm so fortunate to live in a dorm where I can literally just walk to class, like in like 10-15 minutes. But my dad, he had to walk for like hours just to get somewhere. He'd have to wake up super early in the day, walk somewhere, take a ferry, walk more just to get to school. And it's like, even besides that, like just the economy and everything, like around that time it was, you know, it was in shambles. And you know, I'm so proud of my dad for being able to come through all of that. And he's such a great inspiration to me, like not just in like, you know, like music or whatever. I mean, he doesn't really do music, he's not really music inclined, but as a person, like I'm so inspired by him, and like I look up to him so much. And I think that's really why this song is like such a big, I don't know, like I can't even explain it. For me, it's the most important song, pretty much. So one thing interesting about this song is that, you know, even though it's actually like my own favorite, it's my favorite songs, or my favorite song of the ones I've written, it actually has the simplest music, like instrumental. I originally wrote it like just on guitar, and the whole song is just verses straight through. There's no chorus, there's no build up or anything, there's no bridge, and it's really it was meant to be listened as kind of like, it's a little bit like poetry, a little bit, you know, you're just taking it in, you know, really listening and focusing on the lyrics instead of like the musical aspect too much. And in the album itself, actually add in drums just to give it more of that, you know, I guess John Mayer-y feel. I guess it sounds a little bit like a John Mayer song, I guess, but yeah, like I really wanted to keep the song really simple, just to make sure that it stays very raw, and so that the meaning doesn't get cluttered by the music. Another thing that makes Cardboard Boxes and Playthings a really special song for me is that that was actually the song that I performed at the first annual Solstice, and I just remember in like the whole show, like, you know, everyone was doing like really big showy pieces. You know, I mean, it's Solstice, it's a huge concert, but even though I could have decided to play a different original piece, something that was like more showy, I really wanted to stick with this one. You know, I mean, of all the songs, like mine was like, you know, like the chillest song in the show, but for me, this song, it's more than just music. You know, like all the meaning behind it, and it was something that I really wanted to connect with the audience, and it's something different. You know, it's something new. So that really made Solstice a special experience for me, and from that, I've actually been given like many opportunities performing at like different gigs, different like venues. So I think in the end, like it was a good decision, and I'm really glad that I made that choice to play that song.